Good evening and welcome to Wholesome Roots.
Another spinning video.
It is so good to see everybody. I see Thomas Linden is here and Big Four Middle Babe.
Hello.
Glad to have you. Hello. Why do you have food in your mouth?
It's just my breakfast.
Alright, well then stay at the table if you're still eating. Oh, boys. Ryan will be here in just a minute. He's helping the other one finish up with his dinner. Making sure that he doesn't come running out here without any pants on. Because, you know, how little 3-year-olds can be. The Toasted Rabbit. Hello. Welcome. Glad you could join us. I had a question for you last week, but I think you had already left the room when I asked it. What were the breeds that those quail were mixed with that you sent me? I couldn't remember. I know that it was mixed, but I didn't know which ones it was mixed with. Hello, Diana. How are you? So good to see you. I wish it was in person again. That would be nice, but at least I get to have you guys in my online. DIY Solar Homestead, Half Acre Dreams. Hello, hello. Is everybody having a good evening? I hope so. We are doing good here. We've got 7 people watching. More people can introduce yourselves and we'll say hello. Green Raven. Suburban Hillbilly. Oh, darn. I hate when that happens, sub. I hardly get notifications anymore for anybody's lives, even when I have the bell on. And it used to be that I would get notifications even if I didn't have the bell on. It's really weird how YouTube does that. Does he have pants on? Oh, good. Ryan must be on his way then. The baby is good. The baby is actually in this box right behind me. Right here. She is sleeping. Peggy Pope, Candy Cuddle. Hello. How is everyone? The very wet and foggy Hocking Hills of Ohio. Diana Mallory. So glad you could join us. Okay. Tuxedo quail, A&M Cotrunix mixed with Japanese Cotrunix. Interesting. The speckled quail, brown quail are A&M white Cotrunix with Faro Cotrunix. Wow, I've got a lot of different breeds then. Hey, Amy, how are you? Glad you could join us. Michelle Justice, Creating Essence. She kind of is a house goat for now. It was too cold and wet today to bring her out there. Even our regular goats didn't go out. Ryan is in the next room commenting in the chat. Thanks, Ryan. We appreciate the reminder for everybody to get the thumbs up and like the video. Beth R, hello. The Music Well, hello. So glad everybody could join us. So that means I have 2 different kinds. The tuxedos are the Cotrunix, the A&M mixed with Japanese, and then the other ones are A&M mixed with Faro. And then I'm hatching pure A&M whites, the fairy quail, Fab Feel, or I never pronounce it right, and the jumbo meat makers. So we're gonna have a lot of different types of quail on our homestead. Exactly what I plan on doing, Toasted Rabbit. I want to start mixing those with others. I'm really curious to see what the fairy quail and the white A&M will do, because the fairy quail is like a really soft silvery gray color, and it'll be really interesting to see. Michael Hernandez, Jerome B. Farm and Homestead, Brown Coat Homestead, Pee-wee, Deb Kettleston, Jan Henderson, sorry. Reading too fast. Thank you all for joining us. Make sure you're mixing Cotronix variants, though. Mixing with Bob White produces mules. Well, I don't have any Bob Whites. We had somebody give us a Bob White male and female once a while back, and they were wild. I mean, like, these were not meant to be in a cage whatsoever. I don't know how they were raised before we got them, but they freaked out to the point where we were just like, we opened the door one day and one of them got out, and I was like, they're a pair. We need to let the other one out too, you know? Like, Bob Whites are native here, so it's not like we were introducing something that was bad into the environment. And I didn't know if they were going to survive or not, but they certainly were not going to survive being in a cage. They were psychotic in a cage. And I'm like, I don't think I'll ever do Bob White quail again.
Nanny, nanny, boo, boo.
Oh, cool, Grain Raven. Is this quail that you've had or that you just got? Kilted Gardener, hello.
Nanny, nanny, boo, boo.
My sweet kids playing quietly, Half Acre Dream says. I don't know.
You can get.
They're looking at their new Usborne book from Creating Essence. Do you want to bring it and show her? She's in here, the woman who we got it from. Our book came today, Megan. Now he's playing guitar, exactly. So they got a beautiful new Usborne book. It is a nature journal, and it is just gorgeous. We're going to be able to document and journal all about the things that we find around the farm, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing for them to enjoy and use for their homeschooling. I'm thinking about stealing it from them and just using it myself. I'm just like, here you go, buddy boy. Here's your book back. Hi, Ryan.
Hi.
You want it? Did I not give you enough room tonight?
No. Never.
I think you're hitting my foot, honey.
Oh, okay.
I think that quail are my #1 recommended poultry right now. Ducks are very messy. If you don't have a big area for them, it could be hard because they'll get a small area very muddy and messy very quick. Chickens molt and go through a no egg laying season. I don't know, Toasted Rabbit, have you had your quail stop laying? Mine have not. They are laying crazy fast. Like, we have so many eggs coming in the house from the quail, and my chickens aren't laying at all right now. So
What do we do with all those eggs?
eat them. Hello, Duncan 1900 Homestead. Glad you could join us. Melody Bowman has also joined us. Did I miss anybody else that has come in while we were talking about our awesome new book?
Mom,
It is an awesome book, Amy.
show them my new friend.
No.
Hi, Ryan. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Ryan. A bunch of hi, Ryans. Had them outside. Had them since spring outside in the duck jail, but I feel better bringing them in even though I know they should be okay outside. Yeah. Peggy Pope says hi, Ryan. A lot of people
Hello.
said hi, Ryan.
Hello. Hello, everybody that said hi. I say hi. Hope everybody's doing all right. Browncoat Homestead had a question for me
Oh,
that you skipped over.
I'm trying to scroll through fast and I
Said,
wasn't-
how is the hunting
Okay.
going? And I could tell you that I've had some very close encounters, and tomorrow is going to be a really big day because
he's confident in that.
yeah, tomorrow it's like all the signs are pointing to tomorrow. I went out Monday evening, just kind of haphazardly went out. That was my grandfather died that day. I went out there just to kind of hunt, but clear my mind and stuff. But anyway, I checked my trail cam, and there was a ton of activity on the trail cam. So tomorrow I plan on spending, well, until I get one, I'm prepared to be out there all day, but it's going to happen faster.
I hope so. Cabin Life with Glenn and Maureen. So glad you could join us. Very good to see you. Amy said that her quail slowed down in the winter, but they didn't completely stop. That's good.
Does she keep hers out in the conditions or inside of like a barn?
I think she
like
has
us?
them in hutches, but I don't think they're in a barn. But I think they're wooden. Is that right, Amy? How many quail egg replace one chicken egg? 3. But one quail egg has 3 times the nutrients as one chicken egg. So kind of 3 for size and filling you up, sure. But for nutrients, there's no comparison. And Toasted Rabbit said her birds laid all through winter. Had to collect frozen eggs even.
Wow.
Whoops, I didn't mean to skip that far ahead. I'm trying to catch through the comments. Whenever Ryan replies to a question, he goes into such great detail and excellence.
Really. You do the same thing sometimes.
It takes me a while to get caught back up.
Sometimes you go
I go off on tangents. I know I do. The baby goat is very good, Jerome B. Farm and Homestead. Sorry.
She'll probably wake up during the show.
Yeah, she's probably going to need a bottle. Her last bottle, she didn't drink but half of it. So I think she's probably going to wake up during the show. Megan from Creating Essence says she's sorry for your loss, and Suburban Hillbilly condolences.
Thank you, everybody.
Whoops.
Oh.
And Amy Fuel said sorry. Pat Booty, hi. I didn't see you come in. Did I say hi already? I don't know. My brain gets blurred. Oh, I hope he does get a good one tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I hope he gets it early so that we can go home about the rest of our day normally.
I brought the memory card from the trail cam here, but I don't know how we would show pictures. I might just have to show you the one on my phone if you want to see.
I don't know if it has to be set up beforehand in OBS.
Don't worry.
No, scene 2. Dalton already set it up when I was asking him if I could do it. And I think, let's not show everybody everything on my computer. That's everything on my computer. So I don't know how to do it from there. You had snow. Oh, Amy said hers were outside, but they didn't stop completely.
Okay.
They just slowed down. So even being outside, they don't stop it all the way like chickens do. Snow earlier. Cabin Life with Glenn and Maureen. You guys are in Canada, right? That's definitely colder. Yeah, I started out with about... How many hatched out of that? 13, I think. Toasted Rabbit, is that right? Out of the 18 I got from you. I started with 13. And then we had, another 20 that we hatched out from that next batch? Or more than that.
Something like that.
And then we culled 10 and we to eat. And then we have 4 times 3, 12 of those ones left from Living Miracle Homestead. There's the one who sent us those eggs. And then AJ Farms from Evolution Homestead gave us 20 of the rare Fabfield fairy quail. I don't want to try to pronounce the name. It's just fairy quail as its nickname. And 20 of the Jumbo Meat Maker Cotrunix. So, wow. Like, we're really... And then somebody else gifted us a gift certificate for the A&M white ones. So we're going to have a lot. Kilted Gardener, sorry you're leaving so soon. I hope you have a great evening. You didn't even stay for the baby to get out of the crib and be bottle fed on live show. It's okay. I understand. So, yes, 18. Toasted Rabbit said 18, and I think 13 of them hatched and successfully made it to the full adult stage.
Let me just share this right quick. Going back to that from before. Can you guys see that? Oh, yeah, you can see that.
All right, hold it still.
3.
1, 2, 3.
There's 3 does in that picture. That's the most in one picture, but there are lots of pictures.
Did you see that page? Ryan just showed what he saw on the trail cam.
3 does. That is 20. That's 20 yards away from my ground blind. I am bullseyes on 20 yards like cake. It's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be out there all day tomorrow, but it's gonna happen before all day happens. It's gonna
Yeah, I hope so.
probably before.
So then we can spend the rest of
Yeah.
the day getting it all cleaned up and quartered for resting in the fridge.
Yep.
How do you cook your quail eggs? We like them fried. We like them scrambled. We like them boiled. So the hard boil, what is it? 3 minutes? 4 minutes?
Hard boiled, I'd say like 2 minutes for the quail eggs because they cook fast. Yeah, it boils 2 minutes and you pull it out. You know, by the time you get ready to crack it, it's done.
Suburban asks, how's the fall garden going? The stuff that didn't die from the heat did great. There were a lot of things that didn't handle the heat very well. The seedlings that were meant for cold weather, that we had that last, you're in Georgia. We had that last wave of 90 degrees and it took out my beets, carrots. There's like no beets out there. There's like a few carrots. So I might try to sow them again because we've been so mild, and I think that they would probably germinate just fine at this point. But the radish are doing great, and the turnips and rutabagas are doing great. So that's good. The lettuce completely croaked from the heat. It was just too hot to start a fall garden, even though that's when we normally do it. I wish I could baby preparing here too. Our first one is due November 28th. Human baby, that is. Oh, congratulations, Kilted Gardener.
Kidding for real.
I don't know, Toasted Rabbit. We'd like to make more videos of the hunting stuff, but we didn't have great success on that first video.
Yeah, my crossbow video, it was for me.
Really low views.
That was really that was a video I really wanted to do.
And if you want to do more, then we'll do them.
Yeah, it wasn't a very popular video as far as views for Wholesome Roots. So
that's okay.
I mean, no, I'm not disappointed at all. I made my video.
Old Guy Gardening says, "Yep, heat got beets here too." They didn't like that. They did not like how hot it got right after they had just popped up out of the ground. We got 90 degrees. That was not okay with them.
I will say I'm thinking about while I'm in the blind tomorrow, I might have a camera just in case. I don't plan on making a video. Hunting is the priority here, but if I can press record on a GoPro at the right time, I might do it. I'm not sure yet.
180 degrees from average. Hello. Who is it? Ethan or Sarah or both? I met Ethan. He was at the campgrounds camping where the Hollers.
Hollers.
Yeah. Ryan was like, I said I was going to the Hollers campsite in a text message, and he's like, you're doing what?
Who?
So Ethan was there with his son Lawrence, and Sarah had to stay home, so I didn't get to meet her in person. They're really great people. Do you steam your fresh eggs or boil them? We tend to boil them. I know steaming's supposed to be better, but we just always end up boiling them. Oh, I hope you get some, Melody. Wow. Good luck.
16 days straight of hunting? That would be amazing.
Yeah, I think so, Suburban. I think we have plenty of time to resow. I don't have but a few beet seeds, unfortunately. I need to look in this package. I got a seed package I need to go through. It's a seed exchange, so I don't know if there were beets in there.
how regularly turkeys lay eggs, similar to chickens or less. Well, when we had our hen turkey, it was like
Every
a chicken.
day.
She was just like a chicken every day.
Yeah, she was, and they were good.
Yeah, they were good to eat. And
I would say that
she was really sweet.
quail, duck, chicken, and turkey are all very similar in flavor. But duck eggs are texture-wise very different.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the turkey eggs were richer flavor.
Yeah.
Whereas the duck eggs can be a little richer flavor too.
And I've heard a lot of the flavor even in the meat and probably the eggs too. If you're feeding anything like a grain diet, you know, you're not going to get a lot of variation in the flavor because, I mean, that's essentially the ingredient that's going into the egg, you know.
The baby is doing better. She's getting bigger and she's getting faster. She's staying awake more. She's walking around in the house. She is doing much better. DIY Solar Homestead. So thank you for asking. I was going to pull her out and show her to everybody. I just didn't want to do it right here at the beginning.
If she wakes up. Okay, where are you?
Where the cursor is. Make them as you feel to and put them on a playlist, Ryan. Then the hunters and me can go right to them. This is true.
Yeah.
Exactly. Hello, Little Bits of Heaven Homestead. Put a GoPro on your hat all day. The battery might die if he does that.
Well, sitting in a blind.
I brought the 20-inch pot into the back. Sorry, go ahead.
Let's say sitting in a blind, you know, you kind of need to be a part of the background, you know, and like things that stand out. Try to not have too many things that stand out. I'm not sure that a camera on my head would, with me moving, it might look like a little eye, you know. if they
Hello,
see it.
Pinebrook Homestead and part-time Permies. You made it. Wow. Homestead in the Highlands. Hi from snowy Scotland. Ooh.
Wow.
I can't wait to see how many hatches. Yeah, I know. I had one of the ALMs actually blew up in the incubator yesterday. That was kind of fun. Not. Autumn is doing wonderfully.
A Scotsman over here in Wholesome Roots, United States, Cessnock.
Thank you, Paige. She's not bouncing yet. Her legs are definitely seeming like there might be a little selenium deficiency or just because she hasn't been using them as much. So we're doing physical therapy. Basically, we're exercising her legs. We're making her stand more. So it's been not as fast on her legs as I thought it would be, but her energy has definitely improved dramatically. And she eats like a pig. She eats all the time. She pees and poops. So she's showing all the signs of a full recovery. Just giving her a little bit extra time on her legs. I would do more videos on recipes, but unfortunately the lighting in my kitchen is horrible. I always get negative comments on my kitchen videos about the lighting, and there's nothing I can do. I've put all the lights on that I can, and it still looks horrible. And so my views are really low on those cooking videos, so it's kind of like, I feel like I try to do what seems to be what everybody likes. So when I get really low views on hunting or cooking, even my how-tos get very low views. My Forage Fridays get very low views. So it's hard because I'm trying to, increase my views and keep that view up, but also try to make everybody satisfied. Does that make sense? And there's so many videos I have in my mind that I want to do. Like hundreds and hundreds of videos that I could do, but it's just a matter of timing. But I'm hoping to get some better lighting, and then I'll be able to do more kitchens and kitchen vlogs, kitchen videos where I'm doing stuff in the kitchen. Because I have so many fermentation things. You guys have not seen any of my fermenting because the lighting, Did you have something you want to say?
I thought so, but now I don't. There was I had a thought, and then now it'll come back, I'm sure.
Oh, Pinebrook Homestead. You know, you thought that the quail egg blowing in the incubator was horrible. It was nothing. I was like, that was nothing. Because last year, was it last year?
Oh, goodness.
Last year, we had a duck egg.
Oh. Man, that was
it was
awful.
Horrible. Horrible. I literally had to bring the incubator outside. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah, that when an egg goes, it's bad. Especially if it explodes, you better watch out. I mean,
yeah.
I've heard of somebody that said they never want to eat duck eggs again because of that. The guy from the Growler store, remember? He told me.
I don't know. Thank you, Dark Age Growing. That would be awesome. I really appreciate it.
You're Haywire Homestead. You're late, but you're not that far off.
You're
right.
good.
You beat part-time permies, so that's a plus.
So any suggestions on, is it just exercising the legs? Is that what you mean, Homestead in the Highlands? That's what I've been doing, is making her get up and walk. Like, I'll walk in front of her and go, come on, and make her walk across the room over and over. And then I do the bending all the joints and stuff and making sure that she's not, none of them feel tight. So I don't know that it's any selenium reasons. Because usually with a selenium deficiency, that it'll be a really tightness in the joint where it doesn't want to bend. And hers seem to bend just fine. She just doesn't seem to want to use her legs a lot. You know, not a lot of hopping around or anything, but she still walks. So, and she wasn't walking for a while. So with seeing her getting up and walking is really nice. And she's so into her food and everything. So that's a great sign, that she's going to recuperate just fine.
Wow, I just saw that we had 70 people watching today.
No way, 70 people. That is awesome. Thank you, guys. Everybody make sure you give a thumbs up.
Yeah, that
could
that
help
would
with
be
that by
awesome.
taking a look at her Amazon list, and everyone would be better. Her cooking videos. Thank you, Paige. I have never had a problem with our kitchen lighting. Sound is most important, and yours is good.
Cool.
Homestead in the Highlands. Have a friend from the internet, lives in Glasgow. Very cool. I keep reading the posts that aren't directly at me.
Southwest Washington, Zone 8. Yeah, that's unrelated. I didn't need to say that.
Yeah, there are some low-cost lighting systems. I have one on my wish list, so I tried to pick the most affordable one instead of something fancy.
Making improvements as we can.
Yeah, exactly.
We've come a long way from filming with cell phones is how we started. So
yeah. Don't go watching my first video.
or do
You might get seasick.
go watch the first
the
video.
free YouTube editor had this button that said image stabilization automatic, and I said, oh sure. Well, it made my face be like, as I'm walking, my face is like waves going across it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. A rotten egg will explode. Green Raven.
Usually it's dynamite. That's usually the cause, I suspect. No, just kidding. It's when it rots, it creates a gas inside, and the egg is a sealed container. If that gas builds up too much and it has nowhere to escape, eventually it's going to explode.
Paige, you're right. Autumn is extremely spoiled, and that is a big part of her problem, I think. She is a baby. Like, she nuzzles into my neck and makes that sound, and she's like, Mommy, hug me. Yeah, exercising, gentle massage, move the joints. Excellent. That's what I'm doing. I mean, I'm doing everything that I know to do, and I know a good bit more than most of the vets in my area, so it's I think it's helping. Muscle weakness for some reason.
Yeah.
Because she's been, yes, muscle weakness for sure. She absolutely has muscle weakness because for the first week she wasn't getting the same volume of milk that her brothers were, and so she was slightly malnourished, and so she was less energetic, and she wasn't using her legs as much, and that caused them to be weak.
Kiri, are y'all still getting like a ton of rain out there? Just wondering. Thumbs up, everybody. Let's see.
She's definitely getting better.
Haywire Homestead, you still film and edit on your cell phone? Good for you.
That's
Cell-
good.
like,
The
my-
cell phone quality is good
Yeah,
when you hold it the right way, you know. When I started out, I was holding it like this. I mean,
It has-
I didn't know what I was doing
it
at
has
all.
come a
I
long
just started
way.
doing it.
And if you look at my crossbow video and you see the 3 different camera angles, one of those was my Google Pixel 2 XL, which has a really,
I use my
Good
cell phone
camera on
sometimes
it.
too, Cindy.
to get that extra angle.
Yeah. And if my battery dies, I'll just pull out my camera and my cell phone and start using it. And people hardly ever know. But cell phones have gotten a lot better since
Yeah.
I started vlogging. I started vlogging 3
I
years
know.
ago. They weren't nearly as good then, or at least mine wasn't. I had an older one back then. Hello, Almost Homestead. Glad you could join us. Deer Park Farmstead. And I've missed some people. There's a lot of you in here tonight. I'm sorry if I didn't mention your names. I try to intentionally make sure I say hello to everybody. Can I ask a goat pregnancy question? Do you know at what age is the earliest I can scan for pregnancy? I am not familiar with ultrasound scans, so I'm sorry that I cannot answer that. We don't have a vet in our area that does goats, period, never mind ultrasounds. So, could her legs be underdeveloped from being squished in with the 2 boys? That's something else that somebody said, is I wonder what her position was, you know, in the womb, and that's possible too. I mean, there was definitely a lot tighter spacing, because the mama didn't look big. She looked tiny.
Yeah.
She looked like she was going to have one.
You can see from the get-go that the mom had chose favorites. You look at the first video when I first discovered them.
Autumn was going to you.
She was gravitating to me because she wasn't really being welcomed by the mother so much.
Yeah.
Like, she was letting her nurse some, but
Right.
not like those other 2. In my theory, maybe she thinks, oh, there's too many females around here, because you look at our whole herd is primarily females, and she's like, oh, I don't need another girl.
Well, it's very common if they're gonna reject one, it's gonna be the female, because boys are more aggressive. They're more aggressive eaters. They're healthier and hardier usually, and that's a big reason why the girls are the first ones to get rejected. I took them off. Yeah. Ryan just looked at my feet page because I was wearing them already in the house. The boys were like, "Can I wear them?" I was like,
let me
"No."
go fetch them.
They're right over there. I love them, Paige. I love them. Thank you. Ryan's gonna go get them so we can let everybody know what we're talking about. Carrie, yes, she's gonna be a completely spoiled, rotten baby. I think Daddy just woke her up. In fact, I just heard her whimper. And I am officially the goat queen. Look at those, y'all. Goat sloggers. Goat sloggers.
Is it Slogger or Schlager?
How cool are those? I love them. I love them. I was wearing them around the house. I was like, and then the boys were like, "Can I wear them?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want your dirty feet in my boots." Pinebrook Homestead asked if we used her mom's colostrum. Yes, we harvested the colostrum from her mom. And then it was, you know, we were holding her up to her mom in the beginning and making her nurse on her mom for the most part, and just substituting 1 bottle a day from her mom's milk. Well, when she still didn't seem like she was perking up at all, I had a whole quart of her mom's colostrum that I had to milk off of her the first day when it was too tight for the babies to latch. So I gave her that. When I finally did take her in and pull her into the house, I was like, here's some more colostrum, you know. They say that the first 3 days is when you can really see a difference in how much the colostrum's going to help. I don't know if I just said that right. Oh, Stony Creek might be able to answer that. Scan or blood test for pregnancy. Which was the question you were asking? Hello, Xavier. So glad you could join us.
Wow, Kiri finally got to see a blue sky. When I was there in July, there was no rain, and it rained on the 4th of July, and it was a big deal. And then now, you guys are getting too much.
It's 6 to 7 weeks in humans. I'd assume it's possible for you to see with a good U.S. machine pretty early in goats, but I don't know much about them. Yeah, I'm not sure. Autumn could have been third born, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Renelle's suburban homestead prepping for survival. She is doing very well. She is thriving. She's standing up right now. I gotta move her so she pees on the pee pad and not her bed.
Okay.
Go.
Yep. Housebreaking a goat. Never thought that I'd ever experience that, but anyway.
Yesterday, was it yesterday? Every time she stood up, I took her outside and she peed outside, like for real. She was not peeing in her little box at all.
I can scroll.
Okay.
I didn't know if you were ready to.
Well, don't scroll that fast. See, it would have been better if I did it, huh?
Oh, love the boots. I bought the red chicken ones this time. You have the yellow chicken ones. They're kind of old now, but got those cool goat ones.
Scroll down a little bit so I can read that comment that's hidden under the blue arrow. Okay. Do you know when I first started watching videos about goats and trying to find out what is best for milk, you were the first video I saw? That was like 2 years ago. Oh man, that's awesome. Cool. That's really awesome. Does anyone know how you can candle duck eggs with an egg candler?
Yeah.
The one that I have.
How soon is what?
Oh, I'm sorry. 3 days, I think you can. No. Ducks take longer. They're not at 3 days. Right? Ducks are 28.
Similar to chickens.
They take 3 days longer than chickens.
Yeah.
Though, right? So 6 days. 6 days, I think, is what it is when you can see the veining on the duck eggs. All right.
Okay.
Scroll again.
Hello from Tallahassee, Florida, Robert Jackson. We're glad to have you.
Just joining. When do y'all like to turn your buck with your does? We don't just turn our bucks out with our does. We individually hand breed so that we know when our due dates are. Yeah. I would like to do that with Fluff and Udder and the selected does, but we haven't had our setup divided up like I wanted to this fall. How's pregnant a goat? Words you don't expect to hear. Common in the country life. Isn't that the truth? 28 days on duck eggs. Yeah, so they take. So I think it's at 6 days that you can see the veining, unlike with other eggs where you can see them at 3 days.
Oh, dark age growing. Well, I was hoping to see her, but I've got to go pick up my car from Meineke. Catch y'all later. Pick her up right quick for Dark Age if he hasn't gone already.
Oh.
Hold on, buddy.
You want her?
No. I'm scrolling.
I can't get in there. I'm not that skinny. Not anymore. Say hello. See those perky eyes?
And now we should see the thumbs up. If you can't thumbs up,
65 people watching. Give Autumn a thumbs up. That'll be an encouragement for her to hop around today. Oh, she hugs with her face.
It's so soft.
She's so sweet.
You guys all need this in your life.
You know, the night that Ryan's grandpa passed away, I put this baby in his lap, and I think he just about melted. I think it helped. Whoa, I scrolled way too far. There was a bunch of comments from her coming out of the box. We did not get any damage from the storm. It went through here with no issues. Oh, bye, Cindy. Hello, Timothy. How are you? 2 girls in an acre homestead. I want to love on that baby goat. She's so cute. She is. Hand breeding the goats. We bring the buck to the doe when she's in heat and watch them breed and then separate them again.
Yep.
Sorry, that could be confusing for people not in the goat world.
Yeah, they might think you meant
don't
inseminating, but it's not.
Don't go into details, right? Thumbs up on the sweet baby. We have not done any AI on goats. Not at all. I would like to, I think. But just because the options open up so much on the buck that way. But the equipment to store the materials is pretty expensive. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't.
Is it easy to say this is your favorite baby? They're all the favorite baby when they're babies.
Hey, Kathleen, I didn't even know you were in here.
Every time they're a baby, they're the favorite, and then they turn into goats, and then they're still favorites.
Robert Jackson, I'm glad you didn't lose any goats. Where were you located during the storm? So yeah, she's doing really good. She tells us when she wants her bottle. She'll stand up and cry for a bottle. She tells us when she needs to pee. By just standing up, I can tell she needs to pee. I don't know if she just did or not, if I'll have to change that. But she's really, really doing good. And when she's awake, I take her out of the box and have her run with the boys. You know, going, come on, you know, and get her to follow us.
Suburban hillbilly, no fair. I need a baby goat. Yes, you do.
Everybody needs a baby goat.
I think we've got a spare buckling. If you need a barbecue sandwich.
Don't say that to Suburban. She's a huge animal rescuer. You don't want to say that.
Okay, or buckling.
He's only joking.
I always joke.
He likes to call all of our
boys
baby
are all
boys
food names. Even Fluffernutter, that's a food name. Am I right?
Peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah, it's still a food. He's edible.
Oh, goodness. You were 35 miles north of Mexico Beach. I hope everything's okay. I want to put baby clothes on her so bad and, do a video and have it be finally get a viral video. Stop it, Paige. You do not need to encourage Ryan in that.
Paige, Eugene is my fallback plan if I don't get a deer.
Stop it.
I could get my reticles on him through the woods, no problem. So
stop it. You like my socks? They're goats. Can you see them?
Oh, they stink.
Stop it. They like to pick on Eugene, Pinebrook.
She's so squishy.
But you see, her legs, they bend just fine. All of her joints, they bend like a normal baby's joints should bend. So it doesn't seem like it's selenium, don't you think, Bill? Stony Creek?
I feel
You feel buds?
a little bit. Not like her brothers.
Do you feel them on her brothers already?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I do.
Hers are like almost non-existent. Yes, we're wearing socks in the house now, Mama Grows. That's how cold it's been.
I'm not. I'm barefoot.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, Rowan and I have been wearing socks.
Yeah, Paige, it'll be an
Just say
accident.
it was an accident.
I saw some very large deer got into with the goats.
Thank you, Blonde.
It was a sure shot.
She's my baby.
He gave me a quartering away pose, and I had to take the shot.
Maybe I should do that. Oh. Hello. How are you, Howie? Glad to have you, Food First Permaculture. Howie and Missy, good to have you. They don't appear to be straightening out, though, so you would still suspect. But you can overdose on selenium, though, right? Like, if I've already given her the selenium NE, how often, like, can I do that again? I know that most people say that you can do it once and then just be patient and wait. But I was wondering if I were to do it again, if that would help. I just gave her a half of an adult dose when I gave it to her.
Haywire Homestead, love the socks. Go to the thrift store, get baby Halloween costumes.
Oh my gosh!
Remember, we did a Halloween
That would be
dress
funny.
up last year with the goats.
We had a goat Halloween party last year, and who was it? Fancy Girl loved it.
Yeah.
She was like, put another costume on me. I love it. Fancy 2 was very tolerable, but like the younger goats were like not having it at all. I wonder if
Yeah.
it'd be different now.
All right, Suburban Hillbilly, not as sensitive as folks think. I just don't appreciate the people that troll me about dogs and cats. I'm fine with hunting, etc. Okay, good to know. Pine Brooks, I need to go hunting. I'd love to help augment my food bill one of these days, maybe this year, if I can light a fire under my brother's bum.
Bill, it's the selenium and E. It's the one that Durette, maybe? It's the one sold in Tractor Supply in Amazon. The real common one. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Haywire, you just have to get out
Exactly.
there.
We were talking about that earlier, Xavier. Sorry, go ahead. Talk to Haywire.
Haywire needs a deer because they're almost out of beef, and you haven't seen any on the farm. You might not just see them out in the open. You might have to go hide yourself and just sit still for about an hour. Everything out there will forget you're there, and then you'll start seeing deer.
Her appetite is wonderful. She gobbles up her food. She's always hungry. She gets more bottles than she should. I'm going by the 20% of her body weight as the recommended amount, but I'm doing it in more than just 4 bottles. So she gets it when she wants it. She's being fed on demand, like I do with my own children, and like it would be to simulate more what it would be if she was with her mom. But yes, Xavier, we were talking about that earlier, how we've been massaging and exercising her legs and getting her to walk and follow us and stuff. So that's definitely, a good thing.
Wow, 76 people watching. Look what one little baby goat does.
Hi, everyone!
They're here
Come
just-
back and see us next Friday, too!
How about some weed? What,
Mama, gross.
are you talking about?
That's
like,
Kathleen saying that.
like what? Pokeweed? I don't get it.
No, she's not used to seeing green. And and so when we got off the plane and when we got out of the airport in Virginia, You know, she's from Idaho where it's a desert. She was like, it's so green. And I was like, it's called grass. And she goes, what kind? I was like, is there something I don't know about you?
What would happen if a goat ate marijuana leaves? Nothing, because
Yeah, it would be good for them, actually.
Yeah, the leaves, the plant isn't activated until it comes in contact with the heat source.
In fact, I was looking at growing a product called Sun Hemp. It's not not cannabis related, but it's got a lot of the same attributes as beneficial. If you ate cannabis,
yeah, raw cannabis wouldn't do anything.
It would be healthy for you. It's like eating moringa.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a bad thing. It wouldn't cause a buzz or anything like that for the goat by any means. I've heard of goats getting into people's farms that they weren't supposed to get into, and it had no effect on them.
Yeah, it's not the active ingredients are tied to like a acid state, so it's not bioavailable in the way, you know, it doesn't do anything when it's raw. Totally means dandelion. Yeah.
Totally.
Pokeweed, yeah. Lots of winks. Okay.
Yes. Wrapped in fun fur cuteness. How much did she weigh at birth? We saw you weigh her yesterday and compare her to her brother, but didn't say how much she has gained. Oh, I'm sorry. We weighed her on her birth, on the video that we introduced the triplets. We weighed her. She was 5 pounds when we weighed her. It wasn't exactly at birth. It was the day after birth. Mm-hmm. When I got home.
It was when you got back, so yeah, it was...
The day after she was born, she was 5 pounds, and so was Corny.
Harvest.
And Harvest was 6.25 pounds. So Harvest is almost 10 pounds now, and she's... What did I say? She had gained 2.5 pounds, and her brother had gained 4.5 pounds.
Oh, Pinebrook Homestead. Rose, please show my son Autumn Olive, please. He's right here. Pinebrook. You see, it's autumn, like the season right now. Autumn Olive. Ain't sure cute.
Okay, Bill, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I think it is a wait and see with selenium. That's what my instinct said. Just from what I've seen, I've never had a selenium deficiency in my herd. We give the mamas selenium every month up until birth. And before I left for the conference, I had given her her last dose of selenium, and they were born while I was gone. You know, so I've had a feeling that it was not selenium. I think it's just malnourishment from having a week of not enough food. She was getting enough to stay alert, but not enough to stay active, if that makes sense. The quail are doing awesome. Mm-hmm. They are still laying, even with less light. They are doing awesome on the laying eggs. Like, it's so many eggs. Deb, stop eating the raw brownies.
If you bake the brownies, they're not raw anymore. Just
yes,
saying.
you can have a marijuana salad just like you can have a moringa or spirulina. Or any of those beneficial herbs are good for your body.
Once you heat it, it does something chemically.
Thank you, Hilda. Yeah, so 7.5 pounds is what she weighed, and I haven't re-weighed her again since then, so I should probably do that. I do eat goat. I just have not eaten my own goats yet. I haven't been able to bear the idea of that. Mentally, I can't do it. But I love goat. When we go to the DeKalb Farmers Market, which is like once every 4 years or something, I get goat meat because that's the only place I know that they sell it.
Curried goat is amazing.
Yeah, and if I go to a restaurant like for a special occasion, like an anniversary or birthday or something, and there's goat on the menu, I will order it. I really do like it. Goat is really good. It's a lot like deer, I think. We are selenium and copper deficient in our area, so ours is added in free choice mineral. Yes, we have it in our free choice mineral in addition to giving it in the paste when they're pregnant. So that's how deficient we are.
What does heat do to moringa?
I don't know.
Couldn't tell you. Not sure. What?
Big words being used here.
Decarboxylation. That's the chemical
reaction
for activating
for cannabis.
Yeah.
But what does it do to moringa?
I don't know that decarboxylation does anything to any other plant besides that. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. I'm not schooled in the whole subject on that. So
on the moringa, yeah, I'm not sure.
So do you not eat your males? What happens to them? So far, we haven't had to eat any of our males.
We might have to this time around.
We've been lucky enough to find homes so far.
We were gonna eat cinnamon. We were this close. We had no meat in our freezer. We were hungry. We wanted red meat, and he was not a breeding goat for us because he was related to half our herd. And we were gonna do it. We were just gonna have to send him off and have him done by somebody else. And we got very lucky that Robert from De Verde Aviaries spoke up and said, "I'll take him. He can be my breeder." So, Stony Creek Heritage Farm raises meat goats, and they eat goat all the time, and it's delicious. It's very nutritious. I love DeKalb Farmers Market. They do have everything. They're amazing. I wish I lived closer, or that it wasn't driving all the way through the city to get there. The Atlanta traffic stresses me out. Oops, I skipped ahead too far. They are my babies, but I also know. Sorry, speech. You're interrupting my serious talk.
I like the way you think, Paige.
They are my babies, and like right now we're considering Curry and Perkunis because we haven't found anybody to buy them. Perky really makes it hard for me to choose that I could eat that one. Curry is a skittish, non-friendly boy goat that has not bonded to me. Perky will come up to me and rub on me occasionally. He's still kind of skittish since I burned his horns off, but he definitely is more affectionate and attentive to me, and that's hard. I don't know. I'd rather give them away for free as a pet than eat them. You know what I mean? If I had to choose. But I would love to eat somebody else's goat. As long as I haven't met them. Ew, Timothy, that's gross. Where did you get that from? I don't know. That's not likely. I know what you mean, Rose. We raise meat goats, but have only put one of them in the freezer for ourselves. Those are pets. Do you remember when your quail started laying? Ours are at around 9 weeks and nothing yet. A few of our males just started crowing. You should start seeing it any day now.
Definitely,
Our first set started at 6 weeks, 5 weeks.
Yeah, I'll say this. Ask your feed store. I mean, I don't know. Are you still feeding them? You done? Are you still feeding them starter grower? Because if you are, you need to switch to a breeder layer because that made a world of difference. We ran out of breeder layer and had to go a starter grower again for game birds even, and they stopped laying, and it was like, where are all the eggs? We were getting so many eggs. Well, switching them back to breeder layer formula is what the key was. They need that switch. But yeah, you're close. You should start seeing something at that point. Unless you ended up with partridges, like we did. The first quail we got.
I think most people were smart enough to know that there wasn't some rare quail that we got.
Yeah.
When the feathering came in all different.
These are bandit eye quail, I guess. I don't. No, we ended up with Chukar partridge. They were sold to us as quail. But.
And as babies, they look exactly alike.
Yeah.
Rose, you need to find a trade. Eat theirs and they eat yours. That's exactly what my mom
That's
said.
what I say about things too.
Is that we need to have another goat breeder that has boys coming in, and we can just be like, okay, switch, and then we'll eat each other's boys.
Or I was saying that about pigs too. Like, let somebody else be the pig people, and we be the goat people, and we trade.
I don't know that we have any markets, Stony Creek, that sell goats around us. I've not ever heard of those kinds of markets near us, so I don't know how to even go about that. That would be better than do, well, my thinking was to give away the nice one as a pet, Thank you for joining us, Diana Mallory. Absolutely, I will. What % protein are you feeding the quail? I just looked at that the other day because somebody else asked me that.
Was it 16 or 18%?
I want to say it's 18.
Mama
Gross, we don't ask that question.
Wait, what? How many goats do you have?
Will you let me lay you down?
I don't know. We are
getting
over
hungry?
an hour.
Are you getting hungry?
Sweet, wonderful, awesome 76 people watching.
All right, there are 76 people watching. That means we stay over an hour. So you hold her while I go make her bottle. And you keep answering everybody's questions and talking to people, and I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Everybody, look at this baby goat. How about that? Does anybody have any questions for me since you got me all by yourself or whatever? The baby doesn't wear a diaper in the house. Rose actually tried putting a diaper on her, but it didn't work out so well. Now it's just reading her physical cues. It's kind of easy to read that. When she stands up after she's been laying down for a while, yeah, she's gonna pee or poop. So run her outside, just like housebreaking a dog. I'm not kidding. All right. How many goats are there? I think there was 25, 28 now with all these babies. I think it's 28. I'd have to go through it all in my head, and I just can't do that right now. But yeah, somewhere along those lines. Let's talk deer hunting. I could talk deer hunting all day long. It's been on my mind a lot, you could say. What breed is Autumn Olive? She's a Nubian. She is a full-on Nubian goat. Liam, Pat Booty said hi, Liam. He's gone now. I'm a little bit behind. What's 33 by 817? You're funny. I said you can ask me anything, and yeah, you asked me a math question. The answer is 4,688. There. Just kidding. I don't know. And figure out how to get your mails processed for the freezer. Depends on brand. 22, 24%. Yeah, that sounds like it could be right. Time to talk deer hunting again. I am trying to catch up on these comments. I'm not as fast as I thought I would be. Do you have a favorite recipe for goat? Can you swap goat and beef recipes? I'd say yeah, you can swap goat for beef. That's easy. Switch. A favorite recipe? I like curried goat. It's kind of like a goat stew, but it's got curry in it, so it's kind of like an Indian dish. That's always been my favorite. You were told to cook goat similar to lamb. That's probably true because they are very much similar. Yeah, you can substitute goat for all beef recipes. Same for venison too. That's what I'm trying to do with the hunting thing. Teresa Jewel, does she sleep in a crate at night? She just sleeps in the cardboard box for right now. She's not big enough to jump out, so she stays in the box. Hello from Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. Well, we're from Georgia, of Glad to have you here. Are you seeing deer on your deer cam? I am. I showed the pictures earlier in the episode of 3 deer on the trail cam. I'm going to be hunting all day tomorrow and hopefully get one of those deer, or maybe a buck will come because of those does, because they're all girls. Bucks are going to start coming to look for them pretty soon, so that's not out of the question.
She's whining.
The comments are coming in so fast, I never catch up. I just don't. Green or red curry?
Both? I love them both.
Saturday or Sunday? I don't know. I mean, they're both good.
Oh, see this? See? She's trying to get my finger. She smells the milk on my hand.
Pinebrook Homestead, he has to go. Nice chatting with everyone.
Thank you, Pinebrook.
Glad you joined us. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and weekend, and we'll see you next time. Mama, much green, don't rain that much.
Wait, get your leg back. I haven't done this in my lap before, so
Patrice's projects.
wish me luck.
Hey, just stopped in and Rose was missing. Nice to see you both. Glad to have
There
you
you
here. What's the longest distance to safely transport goats?
Lots of people do it all the way across the country.
Careful.
I don't like that idea. I think it's so risky on the health of the goat. It would have to be a very healthy, very good reason to do it. The furthest we've done is 2-hour drive.
Mama Grows asked, have I ever shot a doe that was pregnant? No, I have not, and that is partially why hunting seasons are the way they are. Is right now is we're coming up on the deer breeding season.
Isn't she adorable?
So it's not likely that I would shoot one that's pregnant, and if I did, it would be such an early term that there'd be no development yet, you know, because they're breeding.
It is a huge bottle.
During November is called
That's
the rut.
all we had.
During November is called the rut, and that's when they breed. So,
Take a
rifle
breather.
or bow? I'm using a crossbow.
Take a breather.
Rifle actually started for bucks only last weekend, but you could only shoot bucks with the rifle.
Hold on.
I'm using a crossbow, so I have either option.
More?
So that's the benefit to bow hunting. So funny that you're using a huge 2-liter. That's
Well,
like the only.
We don't drink soda, and it
Yeah.
has. So, like, he got it free when he had a pizza order that was wrong a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I literally had to pour soda out of it because nobody had drank it, you know? So it was all we had when I had to emergency. I told him to buy himself a soda on the way home and enjoy it.
I don't drink soda usually.
So that I'd have a smaller bottle, but he never did.
Yeah.
It is giant.
They ship goats from Australia. I mean, yeah, you can ship anything, I suppose. Just, as long as you're careful.
This looks really funny now that you guys have pointed out how funny it is.
Turn that down.
Lower that down, please.
Brought a goat back from Virginia this summer and a doe from Alabama. No issues, and you're in Oklahoma. See?
I mean, normally you wouldn't have issues, and if it was a baby, I think it would be easier. But when it's a full size goat in the back of a truck in a kennel or whatever, that scares me a little.
Does Autumn wag her tail like little lambs when drinking from the bottle? Yes.
Yes.
Of course she does.
She wags her tail a lot, actually, which is a good sign that she's feeling good. So that's led me to believe she's pretty healthy now.
Yeah, Robert says rifles, Florida, Thanksgiving. See, rifle for bucks only was last weekend and goes into early November, and then it switches to either sex for firearms. I want to use the crossbow as much as I can. After I get some with that, then I might use my rifle or shotgun. Just depends.
More?
Dasani water bottles work too. That's true. They're the same size.
Oh, that's true. They have the same top, don't they?
Yeah.
See, Ryan, just get yourself a bottle of water on your way home.
But it's not Berkey water, and I don't want it.
Spoiled.
Spoiled. Dasani's like the same thing as sink water to me. I mean, it's from a municipal source, so you know it's still got all the bad stuff in it. All right, November 15th for rifle for you.
Yeah.
See, that sounds like late, but I mean, everywhere it's different. The deer are different. We're in the southeast, so there's like a booming population, so there's a bigger need for people to hunt them, so we probably have earlier times than everybody else. And see, if everybody else is hunting with guns around me, the deer are going to look at my property as a safe zone because they don't hear gunfire all the time, even though I have guns. And they're going to come here for safety, and I'm going to be waiting for them with the crossbow. So that's the plan.
What kind of crossbow do you use?
It is a Centerpoint Sniper 370. You can find it on Amazon for the whole package for $239, brand new. I bought mine from a pawn shop and I had it on layaway. But yeah, they're affordable. They're actually very well liked in the crossbow community for a beginner crossbow that will absolutely get the job done. And a lot of people use it as a backup once they upgrade to a better lightweight crossbow. They'll still keep it as a backup.
Done?
I like it. I like it a lot so far. So the comments are coming so fast that I just can't.
You can do it, Ryan.
No, I can't.
I have faith in you.
It's
You want
not
a
like
bottle feed?
it's not like when you normally do the
I
comments.
know,
and
there's a lot more people
two or
than
three
normal.
come in. There's just like coming up. Pour it on the garden, silly. You must be talking about the Dasani water. But then my plants get nasty fluoride. No, I'm kidding. I know they do. When we use hose water, they get fluoride. So yeah. We have a herd of mule deer and 2 herds of pronghorn. Man, I want to hunt there because I've always wanted to hunt mule deer.
Why?
Because they're like bigger. And
Aren't they little?
No, the landscape that they're on is beautiful. And they can get there. They can get bigger than whitetail.
Chelsea, I will take that question. You can, but you may have some issues. The goats may not respond to your deworming. If you're using the herbal dewormers and they've been used to the chemical dewormers, it may take longer for that goat body to adjust. And a lot of the reason behind that is not necessarily because that particular goat has an issue with herbs because they had chemicals, but because that whole herd had been built on using herbs. So their lineage was more hardy goats that were more well adjusted to the herbal benefits. So they already culled out the ones that didn't do well on herbs. You know, whether they did it by, actually culling by butchering or by selling them off because they weren't responding well to the herbal dewormer. So we had 2 that we got this year that were from a chemical herd. And it was the first time that I had pale islets. And it was scary. Okay, Paige. Are you leaving now, or are you just letting me know that? Okay. I don't know. So you can do it, but you have to very, very aggressively do it and keep a very close eye on them. All of my other goats came from natural goat herds. So I was really lucky that it worked out so well.
Haywire said he's got to go because he's getting up to hunt early. I am too. So, yeah, we should probably start wrapping things up.
Yes, Xavier, I think so. I think when you get them younger and adjust them to the dewormers better, because the other thing that I questioned about my chemical goats my chemical goats, is that maybe they weren't eating as much of their herbal dewormer as the other goats were because they weren't used to the taste. My babies start on the taste right away. As soon as they start eating food, they have herbs on it. So they that's how their food tastes. They don't get surprised when you add it on there. With our 2 new ones this summer, when we got them, we had to drench their herbs because they would not eat their food when I put herbs on it. They would not even eat the food. And they got used to it and they started eating it. Okay. And they started eating it once they got used to it. And they were eating it. But I don't know if they were eating less of it or if their body just didn't handle it as well. Titus is dreaming.
Kathleen asked, do we have elk out there? Is that a mountain animal? We do not have elk here. That would be awesome if we did, but no, they're not from around here, so we don't. And I know they're reintroducing herds in places like Tennessee and stuff like that, but not here. Nope. All right. Michelle Justice doesn't want to keep us up late. Good luck on the hunt. Good night, everybody.
Are you scaring all my friends away? I was having fun hanging out with my friends.
It's getting late.
I'm about 60 miles north of the Tennessee-Alabama state line.
Wow. That's...
Deer jumping through store windows. Wow. Yeah, we have a lot here.
See, the people need to hunt. I mean...
Yeah?
Yeah, there's... We need to hunt these animals. They'll get overpopulated. And anybody that's like anti-hunting, as long as you're not like a vegan... I don't get the people that are anti-hunting that eat meat. I don't think that they have any valid argument about... I don't know. I could go into that, but I won't really. But it's something that needs to be done, and I think it's a very fulfilling way to put meat in your freezer and feed your family.
It's a more nutritious food source for us, and it's more affordable. Hello.
And I love connecting. You know, you go out there, and even when you don't get anything, it's still a very fulfilling experience.
You're connecting with nature.
Yeah.
Being one with the universe. Touching God's hand. It's just peaceful, beautiful. I just picturing you skipping across a field of flowers right now.
More like I am the bump on a log. You know? I just think it's funny when you're really in the zone and everything forgets you're there, and like literally I've had like a squirrel on my foot. Not this year, but last year there was a squirrel on my foot, and I'm like, okay. He didn't know I was there, so it's cool.
Yes, I have grown watermelon radish. Those are so cool. We grew them for the chef at the farm to table restaurant we used to grow for at our old job, and they were really big. Ryan for president.
I don't think you want that.
They are. It is a good source of mental health. She's chewing on the box. I wonder if she's still hungry. She's like scraping her teeth on the box.
Well...
Yes, from an ecological standpoint, it is definitely a good thing to take care of the deer. If you don't take care of the deer population, they get very sick, and then they could be wiped out from disease. Yeah. And you don't want all those diseases in your deer herd, so if you keep the population at the right level, it'll reduce the amount of disease. Right?
Well,
make goats great again. One of the state forest areas here had to open it to bow hunting because it could only support 175 deer, and the herd was over 350. They were getting sick and causing bad accidents. That's scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
There's this one thing.
Isn't there
chronic
tongue?
wasting disease is going
Isn't there
on
a
right
black
now.
tongue disease or something like that? No, white tongue disease.
I don't. That might. You might be thinking of chronic wasting disease. That's the one they're all worried about right now. That's the one that they're. Certain states are requiring that you debone the deer before you cross state lines with it and stuff like that. And careful about how you, what you're feeding the deer. A lot of people feed the deer corn, you know, and there's some relation to that, I've heard. Yeah, it's not pretty what they're saying about it.
Our radishes, we roast them. So we cut them up into, cubes or squares or, half circles, depending on the size of the radish. And coat them with some olive oil, salt and pepper, garlic powder, and stick them in the oven. 400?
375.
375.
400. Keep an eye on them.
And just roast them till they're nice and...
Like stir them up occasionally so they brown on all the sides evenly.
Really yummy.
Yeah.
Just like you do home-style potatoes sometimes. You can do them like that too.
Good night, Jerome Bee Farm and Homestead.
Good night. We are planning on getting bees in the spring, yes. We have all the bee equipment, so we just have to get the colonies. Again, we had them before, so we definitely want to get them again. All right, getting late. Everybody's starting to sign off one by one. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. We had a big crowd tonight.
Big turnout.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. We're here at the same time, same place next week.
I can't see how many likes that the video has, but I know that we had 76 people, so I would expect there would be 76 thumbs up.
I hope so. That's super
That
great.
makes sense.
And
Do it for autumn, you guys.
if you guys don't normally join us for our Friday Night Lives, now you know. We do this every Friday night, and we have a pretty good fun time. We have a really good crowd of people that come in regularly. Our regular people are a lot of fun to hang out with and chat with. So I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate all the new people. 2 a.m. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
You better
wow.
get some sleep. 77 likes. That's wonderful news.
Wow.
Absolutely
78
wonderful.
likes. That might be a record, huh?
Yeah. For a live
That's
show.
like a record for people watching and for likes.
Yeah, I
That's
think
pretty
so.
awesome.
Thank you guys for that. That definitely boosts our spirits and makes us happy. And whoa, now it's
Wait,
82 likes. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and I hope everybody enjoyed getting to see Autumn and how well
Yeah.
she's doing. She's definitely going to be a recovery case. I have no doubt in my mind that she's on the upside of things now. We just need to keep spoiling her, and she will become the most annoying goat in the world probably because of it. Because she's going to want us with her all the time.
Yeah.
And, she'll do that annoying newbie and cry when she sees us leave. So that'll be fun. I like it, though. I mean, look at Hearts. She's my little follow me around goat, spoiled baby.
What are you goshing me for, Patrice? Must have been something I said a minute ago. I don't know.
One more Autumn look.
Okay, Patrice. We will satisfy.
Oh, sweet baby.
Say hello.
Paige, she's gonna be my hunting companion. She's gonna bring the deer
I don't
in.
think she would like that.
She'll lure the deer in because they'll think that she's one of them, and then I'll surprise them.
Say hello. I'm so sweet. I'm so sweet. Oh, sweet baby. I'm a sweet baby. Oh, I'm so sweet.
Look at that face. How can anybody not love that face? She is my favorite. Don't tell Fancy Girl.
Homestead in the Highlands. I think that it is very, very cool. We have somebody from across the pond in the Highlands joining us, so that's really cool that you could be here. So thanks for coming. I would love to go to Scotland one day, by the way. Just saying. Liz Zorab is from Wales. I mean, that's just...
I'm going to go see Liz.
That's very...
One of these days,
very
I will
neat.
go see
The fact,
I will go see her.
the fact that there's people that want to come see us, you know, from across the ocean, that's really neat. My leg just cramped up.
I was like, why are you
I had to stand up because my thigh started to like cramp up. One of those muscle cramps that really hurts. So I caught it early, so it's fine.
Well, the next thing I have to do for the baby is not something I want to do on camera. I have to lick her bum to make her poop.
Yeah. You need a
I don't literally.
She just makes sure she brushes her teeth afterwards.
I have to use a warm wet cloth and wipe her bum to make sure that she does poop after her bottle. That's an important step in these babies. So thank you guys so much. I hate saying goodbye. There are 53 people still in the room.
Well,
usually, you know, like we get the crowd down to like 20, 15, and then we can say goodbye.
Yeah.
It's like,
I gotta
and
wake
they're
up.
being so awesome.
I gotta,
They're such awesome friends.
you want me to hunt in the morning, right?
You can hunt in the afternoon.
I need to be able to hunt all day.
I know.
All right.
Especially because the deer are coming in the middle of the day is part of his reason to be settled down in his blind before they get there, so that they'll still come in the middle of the day. So if he doesn't get one in the morning, then I just made coffee. You can't go yet. We have to. It's 9:30 here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go.
Oh, it's so hard. There's 50 people. You people need to start dropping out. Say goodbye.
No, they're waiting for us. We're the ones that it's our responsibility.
It's our responsibility? I thought it was their responsibility.
If they quit before we quit, then that's not good. We have to be the ones that stop. That's how.
Is that true, guys?
I think so.
Do you agree with Ryan?
Yeah.
Or do you think that we should just...
leave them wanting more so they'll come back? If they're quitting, then they've had enough. You get it? You see what I'm saying?
I do, honey.
Yeah. We don't want them to have enough. We want them to come back. So come back.
Next Friday, same place, same time.
Watch all of the videos that come out until then, and then we'll be back Friday night. 8 o'clock is our time, because this is what we do for Friday nights. This is our fun. We don't go out to sports bars or nothing. We get on the webcam and talk about goats
homesteading,
and stuff.
goats, whatever you want to talk about, right?
Yep. So good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. I don't want to leave. Ryan's making me. Look, you can see the baby goat. Move your elbow. See the baby goat? She's walking around in her box.
Yep, she's gonna poop.
Which means I probably need to take her out and let her walk. So I got to give her physical therapy. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We truly appreciate all the kindness and the support for our channel and for our family and our homestead and our sweet little Autumn. So thank you so much. And I just want to keep talking, and I don't want to say goodbye.
We'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.
Oh. Bye. 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 Wait, you can see them.
Thanks for the luck wishes, everybody. Good night. See you next time on Wholesome Roots. I'm not a meanie, Paula Edens. I'm not a meanie, but you know what? You know what I say to that, Paula? I'm going to press the stop button right